Okay, for question number 4, where I would start would be with the fact that I have a straight line right here. Okay, and then I'm dividing that angle into two pieces, and I know they have to add together to be 180 degrees. So I could use 180 and subtract this 136, and then that will give me angle A. The next thing I would probably do is solve for angle B. And I don't know if you can see the pink on here that I'm trying to outline, but we have an F pattern here, and we know that these angles, the angle A and the angle B, they're on the same side of the transversal line and the same side of the parallel lines, so they're called corresponding angles. They have the same position, so they're equal to each other. So once you solve for angle A, that's equivalent to angle B. It will have the same amount. So this is the same as angle A. Whatever you got for angle A up here, they're equal. Okay, once you have that, you could then look at solving for angle C, because you have a triangle here, and you know this angle at this point, you know this one, and you know the angles have to add to 180, so that can help you get angle C. The next thing that I would use is the fact that these are across from each other, they're opposite to each other, so we know angle E will be the same as angle C. And then to get angle D, let me see if I can find another color here. I can do an F pattern backwards here, and angle C and angle D are in the crooks of the F. They correspond to each other, so they would be equal. So hopefully that helps with question 4 to help you get through that one. Moving on to number 6, I've got the tabletop or the table question. And again, we have parallel lines. It says it's parallel to the ground. The top is parallel to the ground. So this is parallel to this. So we could use things like Z patterns or F patterns or C patterns to help us solve. Now, if I look at this, it also tells me the triangles are isosceles. So that tells me this is equal to this in this bottom triangle right here. So I've outlined it kind of in red. I hope you can see it. I know, hang on a second, I just realized they've given us a couple other things here. The top triangle is also going to be isosceles. So this triangle here is isosceles. I think they're meaning that this is equal to this. Now, they've told us that this is 82 degrees in here, and I know that if it's isosceles and this one is an x, that makes this one also x. So if I could do 180 and subtract the 82 from it, that's going to give me what the 2 x's are equal to, and then I could cut that in half, and that will give me what 1x is equal to. The other thing that would be important to use, I can use that same property down below, but I can use that, the fact that this angle here would be equivalent to 82 because of opposite angles. And then I could use my isosceles triangle and know that if this is equal to this and this one is y, then this also has to be y. And do that again. Or another cool thing that I could use instead, I'm going to see if I can outline in blue instead, is if I were to trace out a Z pattern, I know, because these are parallel, I know that the things in the crooks of the Z are equal to each other. So once I find the X up here, the X and the Y are actually equal to each other because of the Z pattern. So different ways to do that. One's not more right than the other. You just pick whatever one makes most sense to you. All right, let's look at the last question you sent. All right, so again, I'm seeing isosceles triangles here. So I see right here, I have an isosceles triangle where this side and this side are equal. That means that this angle and this angle are the same angle. They're equal to each other. So we know angles in a triangle have to add to 180. So I could take 180 and subtract the 104. That's going to give me what the two angles equal up to, and then I can cut it in half to get what one of those two angles equals. Now I can do the same kind of idea with this triangle. It's just that I know this piece is 66 degrees. Here's a side that's equal to a side. That means that this angle, oops, I can't use y because y was already being used. Let me use the letter A. Okay, this angle would be equivalent to this angle. And then, so I could do 180 minus the 66, and then again cut that answer in half to get what this angle here would be equal to. The last property I would use to get my actual angle y, sometimes you have to do a bit of work to get there, is that I have a straight line. And I know that whatever I got here plus whatever I got here plus this y has to equal up to 180. So again, I could start with the 180 and subtract what I got for the a value and subtract what I got for x. And what's left will give us the y. So hopefully that helps you. We can always talk about these at lunch tomorrow if you need more assistance with that.